Hello students, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. Today from physics subject, force topic we are going to learn. So in our previous video we have learnt about types of forces. One is contact forces and another type is field forces or forces at a distance. So today we are going to learn about contact forces. So in that contact forces, first one is muscular force. So in all the actions that we perform in our daily life, like brushing, bathing, eating, writing, driving, walking, we have to exert a force. In our daily activities. So whatever we are doing, so we have to exert a force. Do you know from where this force will come from? So for brushing, bathing, for these are all things, actually we are exerting a force. So do you know from where this force will come? The force which we exert by using our body muscles, please underline this word children, by using our body muscles is known as muscular force. So even when we smile, our muscles exert force to bring changes in our face. So whatever facial expressions we will give, like smiling or crying or getting angry, because that facial expressions will be because of the muscles. So here human beings and some developed animals use the muscular force to carry out their regular physical activities. So these muscular forces can be exerted only through the contact. If you observe this picture, the person is using his bullock carts, he is ploughing his land. So for moving them, he is using the stick. With the stick he is beating them. For doing that work, for exerting that effort, he needs force. Which force means muscular force. Here the bullocks also, they are moving forward. So why they are moving forward means because of their muscular force. So here human beings and some developed animals, they use their muscular force to carry out their regular physical activities. Okay, so here muscular forces, how to exert muscular forces? Only through the contact. So it's a contact force. Only through the contact only we can exert the muscular force. So muscular force means creating a force or exerting a force by using our body parts. Next. So here let's see 10 examples of muscular force in our daily life. So in our daily life, in which kind of activities we make use of muscular forces? Let's observe once. So carrying a bag on shoulders. If you want to carry a bag onto our shoulders, so we have to make effort. We have to use our body parts. With the hand, we have to raise that bag up to our shoulders. So it's a kind of muscular force. Playing basketball, it's a muscular force. Breathing in and out, it is also one kind of muscular force. So pushing heavy box, squeezing a sponge ball, lifting baggage means luggage. Here baggage is nothing but luggage. So lifting luggage. An athlete running in a race. By using his leg muscles, he will do the running, he will participate in the running race. It is also a kind of muscular force. So walking up stairs. So chewing of food, kicking a football, or lifting the dumbbell as shown in this figure, or pulling the ox, pulling the ox. So for all these things, we have to use our body parts, and with the body parts, we have to make an effort. We have to make an effort for completing that work. So these kind of efforts or these kind of forces, we call them as muscular force. We call them as muscular force. So here, if you observe here, the blood circulation or breathing or heartbeat, like these activities. So usually we are unaware of the muscular forces that are responsible for various actions taking place inside our body. So up to now, whatever we have discussed here, this all will take place outside our body. But inside our body also, we have various actions like blood circulation, expansion and contraction of lungs during breathing or heart beating. So these inside body activities, inner body activities, also carried out by the muscular force. Also carried out by the muscular force. So here blood circulation because of muscular force. During breathing, what we will do? We will breathe in, means air is drawn in. Because of that, lungs will expand. So while breathing out, we will send carbon dioxide outside. So at that time, lungs will contract. So expansion and contraction of lungs also during breathing, that expansion and contraction of lungs also is because of muscular force. So heart beating, we can check our heart beating by holding our wrist for some time. We can check our heartbeat. So even that heartbeat also because of the muscular force. Like this, muscular force is responsible for so many things, but we may be unaware. We may be unaware of the muscular force, but the reason behind this is muscular force only. Or do you feel your muscles get tightened while performing any physical activity? So if you are doing any physical activity, so sometimes here the question is, do you feel your muscles get tightened? So while performing any physical activity, what could be the reason for it? So here actually, suppose for observing the changes in any muscle while working, so for that, let's take one example. Take a dumbbell and lift in different ways. Like this, different ways. In different ways, we have to do one kind of physical activity. Here, what is the physical activity? Lifting the dumbbell. So why we are doing this activity? We want to check whether the muscles will get tightened or relaxed while doing physical activities. For checking that, we have taken the example of lifting the dumbbell in different ways. So while doing this exercise, so which muscle is going to be shortened? Or if we ask one of our friend to do the same and observe the movement of his muscles also, then what we can observe means here, like this. In some part of the body, the muscles get relaxed. While doing this kind of physical activity, stretching the hand. So while folding the hand, so what we will observe? We will observe that the muscles will get contracted. Means the muscles, our body muscles will get relaxed during some kind of physical activities, contracted during some times of physical activities. So that's why we feel our muscles getting tighten. Our muscles get tightened during some activities, and we will observe our muscles getting relaxed during some other kind of activities. So we can observe changes in our muscles while working. So actually, what is a muscle? The term muscle refers to multiple bundles of muscle cells held together. So in our body, we have so many kinds of muscle cells which you might have learnt in biological science. So cardiac muscle cell, skeletal muscle cell, smooth muscle cells. Like this, in our body, we will be having different kinds of muscle cells. If all these muscle cells, they are held together like a bundle, so that bundle is called as muscle. Here muscle means it's a combination of individual muscle cells which are held together in the form of a bundle. So muscles are normally arranged in such a way that one group of muscles contract or shortens, another group of muscle relaxes or lengthens. Suppose if in this part, when you are folding the hand, so in the upper part of the hand, if the muscles contracts or shortens, so then what you can observe on the other side, on the lower part of the hand, you can observe relaxed muscles. Means because so that they can balance with each other. Because total body, in all parts of the body, if all the muscles get shortened or contracted at a time, so then there some imbalance will be created. So our body is designed such a manner, or the muscle cells are designed in such a manner. In one part, if muscle cells are shortened, means in other part another group of muscle cells will be relaxed, so that both the things will be balanced. Okay. So muscles are normally arranged in such a way, one group contracts means another group will relaxes or lengthens. Next. So if you throw a ball, so the muscles in the chest and front part of the shoulder lengthen. Both will lengthen. Which muscles? The muscles in the chest and the front part of the shoulder. Why they lengthen? To pull your arm forward. Because you have to pull your arm forward, so that you can throw a ball. So the chest muscles, shoulder front part muscles, they will lengthen, so that your arm will be pulled forward, so that you can throw a ball in easy manner. So to balance that, the muscles in the back and rear part of the shoulder undergo contraction to slow down the motion. Means shoulder front part lengthen means shoulder back part will get shortened. Okay. Like that our body muscles will work. Next. So this is about muscular force. So next, it's one kind of contact force. So muscular force means the force created by our body parts while doing some kinds of daily activities. Not only human beings, some special, some developed animals also, they will show muscular force. So next, another type of contact force, that is force of friction. So here, when you roll a ball on a level ground, it invariably stops after some time. So here the question is, why does the ball stop? So here the boy is rolling the ball, but after traveling some distance, the ball will stop. Now the question is, why does the ball stop? Another one, is there any hidden force which brings it to stop? Is there any hidden force which brings the balls to stop? The two questions will arise. Or, 1 minute children. Or, if you stop pedaling your bicycle, on a level road, you observe that its speed decreases gradually. Now you are pedaling the cycle. Suddenly, if you stop the pedaling, what happens to the speed of the bicycle? Decreases gradually. Here, gradually means slowly. All of a sudden, it won't stop. If you stop pedaling, immediately it won't stop. Its speed will decreases gradually. Here the question is, why does the speed of the bicycle decreases gradually? Is there any force acting on it which tends means which tries to reduce its speed? So here we can observe the change in the speed of the ball and the change in the speed of the bicycle. So here the ball is traveling on the earth, the cycle also moving on the earth. So here the question is, does the change in speed of the ball and bicycle depend on the roughness and smoothness of the surface on which they move? So let's find out about that. So here, in these two situations, we are getting so many questions. Here, what are the two things here? The boy is trying to roll a ball on the ground. So after some time, the ball stops. And the second case, we have stopped pedaling. The boy has stopped pedaling the bicycle. After some time, the cycle has stopped. Here, what questions are there? Why they are stopping? Or why there is decrease in their speed? Is there any hidden force behind them? Or if for all kind of surfaces, is the change in the speed will be the same? Like that, so many questions are there. For all these questions, answer will be given by the concept called force of friction. So here, if you observe the motion of ball, on different surfaces, so like carpet, rough road, smooth floor. So what do we observe? On which surface does the ball roll further? Here what we will observe, actually the motion of the ball is different in each case. Means when we move on the carpet, when we move the ball on the carpet, it may stop here. When we move on rough road, it may stop here. Or when we move on a smooth surface, it may move further. Like this we can observe. Like this we can observe changes in the movement of the ball. Means when we roll a ball on a carpet, here what we have taken, children? Carpet. Suppose it has traveled 10-meter distance on the carpet. Next, so on a rough road, we are making it roll on a rough road. Suppose it has traveled only 5 meters. Next, on a smooth surface. Smooth surface. Suppose it has rolled 15 meters. Means here, based on the roughness on or smoothness of the surface, the ball, distance traveled by the ball is changing, or speed of the ball is changing. Speed of the ball is changing. So y means the surface, the carpet. What are the surfaces here? Here is carpet, here is rough road, here is smooth surface. The surfaces will show one kind of resistance to the motion, resistance to the motion of the ball, which is called as friction, which is called as friction. Because of that, the ball is stopping after some time, but the distance is different. Y means for the rough surfaces, friction will be more than the smooth surfaces. So here why the ball stopped, why the cycle stopped means because there is a contact force called friction, which will be shown by the surfaces which are in contact between the objects. Because the boy is standing on the earth, boy is standing on the earth, boy is standing on the earth. So they are in contact, they are in contact. So the earth will show one kind of force called friction. Because of that, the ball will stop after some time. Because from here the ball is rolling, the ball is rolling on the earth, the ball is rolling on the earth. Here the earth will show one kind of force called friction, and ball will stop after some time. In the same way, cycle also, it will stop after some time because of the friction. But what about friction here? The friction will be different for different surfaces. For the rough surface, it will be more. So that's why on the rough road, because resistance means stopping, opposition means ball is trying to move forward, but the surface is trying to stop it. Both of them act in opposite manner. Both of them acting opposite manner. Because of that resistance or because of that opposition, on the rough road, the ball has traveled less distance compared to carpet, compared to smooth surface. Okay. So the rolling ball moves further on a smooth marble floor than on the rough sandy surface. Or you can observe this example. Person A, the boy A is skating on the ice. Skating on the ice. Boy B is skating on the, or try to slide down on the grass. Who can slide in a easy manner? The boy who is moving on the ice can slide in a easy manner, can move faster comparing to the boy moving on the grass. Why means the ice surface is smoother surface compared to the grass surface. Compared to the grass surface. So here force of friction depends on the roughness of the surface. Roughness of the surface. Or, so let's observe the motion of objects on an inclined plane. On an inclined plane. So what is inclined plane, children? The plane or the surface which is somewhat slant, which is not horizontal. Now this is horizontal. Horizontal. This is, we have taken somewhat up. We have taken, means it is making some angle 30 degrees or 40 degrees with the horizontal. So it is called inclined plane. Inclined plane. So let's observe the motion of objects on an inclined plane. So let's take a tray, small ice cube. This is ice cube here. Ice cube. Eraser. This is eraser here. Rupee coin. Rupee coin here. To stay on a line. Actually in the beginning, all of them, they have kept in a line. So before the experiment, all of them, they are at one line. At one end of the tray. At this part. At this end, we have kept them in one line. Now slowly, means before lifting, actually it was horizontal. It was horizontal. Now we are lifting it with slowly up to some angle. Lift this end of the tray as shown in the figure up to 30 degrees. We have lifted the tray. So what do you observe here? So which of the three objects slides down first? So do all the objects experience same resistance to the motion? Here we can observe the ice cube will move faster. Ice cube will move faster comparing to rupee coin, compared to eraser, compared to the eraser. So why means the surface, we have to see the three of them are on the same tray. Three of them are on the same tray. But the surface of contact of ice cube is different. Rupee coin is different. Eraser is different. So that's why we can observe ice cube will come to the other end faster comparing to the rupee coin, compared to the eraser. So here, so by this example, what we can say? So on what there is less friction? On the ice cube there is less friction. So that's why it is moving faster. On the rupee coin, friction is in between eraser and in between ice cube. But for eraser, friction is more. Friction is more. So that's why it is not moving faster. It has covered very less distance. So okay, by this experiment, what we can prove? So different surfaces will be having different frictions, or friction depends on type of surface. Smoother surfaces will have lesser friction, rough surfaces will have greater friction. That we can prove. So here, actually both three of them are moving on the same plane. Moving on the same plane. Three of them means what? Eraser, rupee coin and ice cube. Three of them moving on the same plane. But the resistance or friction experienced by them is different. Why means? Because of the change in the nature of surface. So if we do this activity with the book, ball, pen, stone, we can observe differences there. Difference in the speed of the movement, or difference in the distances they have moved in one particular time. So here, friction means it is the resistance to the movement of a body over the surface of another body. So during the friction, the two bodies we have to consider. Between two bodies, based on two bodies, how much resistance they experience with each other. That resistance or opposition, we can call it as a friction. Next, so like this, as you have observed here. So have you ever observed slipping on a floor? So what conditions caused you to slip? So if we check the conditions, so when you will slip on a when we will slip or fall downside, when the surface is wet, when there is some water on the surface, so then automatically you will slip. Or on the polished floor, if you try to walk on new apartments, completely fully polished apartments, if you go in fast manner, so there may be chance of slipping on a floor because they are highly smooth. Some kinds of floors are highly smooth. Or while you are walking on wet mud, there is a chance of slipping on floor. Why means the surfaces are smooth. Or most road accidents happen during the rainy days. So why? Because of smooth surface. So on the normal road will be somewhat rough, but on a rainy day, so water settle down on the road and the roads will become slippery. Roads will become slippery, or road surface will become smooth because of the water. Because of the water. So that's why on the smooth surface, these tires will slip, because on the car, so many forces will be working on the car. If the car is, if the driving force, if the car is moving forward, then friction acts in opposite manner at this tire, at this tire. So this friction will become less. Because of that, tires will slip, and we can observe road accidents. We can observe road accidents during rainy days. So this happens because of the friction. So when the surface is becoming smooth, so then only road accidents are happening. Suppose, now the question is, would it be possible to drive a car if there were no friction between the tires of car and road? Now the question is, if there is no friction, can we drive the car? It is highly impossible, because if the friction is somewhat reducing, so then only we are observing road accidents. If there is no friction, it's highly impossible to move on the road or to drive on the road. So why means the direction of friction is always opposite to the direction of motion relative to the surface. If the pushing force is this side, motion will be this side, but friction will be opposite side. So if there is no friction, so without friction, so can we walk on the road without friction? Means no, we can't, because we are able to walk on the road, or we are able to run on the road, or we are able to drive our car on the road. It's only because of the friction. So that's why when we keep our leg forward on the ground, so our leg, we are able to stand in that position because of the frictional force. If there is no friction, if we keep leg on the floor, our leg cannot stand there. It will slide, and we will fall down. So here, writing on the blackboard with a marker pen or chalk piece, writing on a paper with a pen, or writing on blackboard with piece of chalk, all these things are possible only because of the friction. So the world without friction will be like this. So without friction, we cannot imagine the world. So sometimes friction may be evil. Sometimes because of friction, some accidents may happen, we will fall down. It may be evil sometimes, but because of friction, we are having so many advantages also. So friction is both it is having both advantages and disadvantages. So this is about another type of contact force. So what we have learned, children? So in today's video, so about the types of forces we have learned, types of contact forces. One is muscular force, means the force because of the created by our muscles. So these are all daily examples of muscular force. Even inside our body, the blood circulation, breathing, heartbeat, all these things will happen because of the muscular force. So we can observe change in the muscles while doing different kinds of activities. So sometimes they may relax, sometimes they may contract. Actually, muscle means it's a group of muscle cells. some of the muscle cells bundled together called as a muscle. So in our body, suppose one group of muscles relaxed means in another part, another group of muscles will be contracted, so that both will be balanced with each other. So we have another type of force called force of friction. Means when we roll a ball or when we stop pedaling, the motion will be decreased gradually, or motion will be stopped after some time because of the surface or because of the resistance shown by the surface of contact. That resistance is called force of friction. So that force of friction depends on the nature of surface. If the surface is smooth, force of friction will be lesser. If the surface is smooth, rough, force of friction will be more. So that's why, though they are traveling on the same surface, but different kinds of objects experience different kinds of resistance or different kinds of friction because of their surface. Because friction means it is the relative motion of both the bodies. Means we have to check the surfaces of both the bodies, not a single body. So is it possible to drive car without friction? No, it is not possible, because without friction the tires will slip. And we can observe road accidents. Even not only cars, even we also experience slipping on floor because of the watery surface or mud surface or smoothly polished surface. So frictional force will be always opposite to the direction of motion. So without friction we cannot imagine world, because we cannot walk without friction, we cannot write without friction, or we cannot do our daily activities in normal manner without friction. So that's all for today, children. So thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates. Thank you. Have a good day.